What's up, everybody? It's Dan, back to another video from Blue Camo Fishing. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video. It's something that you've never seen before on my channel. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out the back of this pickup truck so we have a place to stay when we're going fishing. Anybody that's done this, whether you're hunting or fishing, and you do it for, you know, a little bit more than a hobby, almost like an obsession, you have spent boatloads of money on an Airbnb or on a hotel room or whatever type of lodging that you choose to do. So we're going to look to mitigate some of those costs with a couple $100 in material and a little bit of our time. So follow along. Here's the plan. The plan is to put a bed back here. Now, this is a short bed Tundra. It's only got a 5'5" bed. I'm not a very big guy. I'm like 5'9", 5'10" if I'm standing up straight. But that's really not too conducive to be able to stretch out and get a good night's sleep. So we're going to build the bed pretty much halfway across, and then we're going to bring it up on an angle so that we can utilize the entire truck bed, and I can sleep on an angle. And if the wife decides to come with me, then she can have room for her too. Do a little shelf up in the top corner, utilizing the clamp that holds the cap on. Down here is going to be open, because that bed's going to cut across on a 45, and then underneath on this side is going to be storage for any of the longer stuff you need to put in, camp chairs, anything that you don't want just rolling around in the back. There will be enough room here for a cooler, and then on this side of the bed you're going to have a full pull-out drawer. At least that's the plan. So if you haven't already, go down to the bottom right hand corner of your screen, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and let's get into it. Alright, so real quick before we start this, I have to say that the design is not mine. It is from another YouTuber. It's Kayak USA. He did the same thing in the back of a short bed Tacoma, which only has a 4-foot 10-inch bed, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he was able to get in there. So let's get started on this, and yeah, let's do this. Alright, so we are up in the back of the truck. Hopefully you can hear me okay. The idea is I'm going with 2x10s because it's going to help me clear the top of the wheel well, and it should be just about the right height. So I'm going to do one all the way across the back. I'm going to do one up here. We'll figure out where the best spot is in here. And then I'm going to be doing one up this side here. So pretty much where my body is right now is where the two 2x10s are going to come down on either side, plus one on the top, and we'll probably have a small little piece coming down here just for rigidity. So we are going to have to do a shelf back here, and I'm going to be doing the drawer over here. Now, plywood is 4x8, right? And just a quick number here. We're at like 69 inches. So we're going to be making this thing a little bit bigger, scabbing two pieces of plywood together. So we'll run off of that, and let's get started, get some numbers, and start measuring and cutting. All right, so for anybody that plans on doing this on their own and has some of their own tools, one thing that you always want to do is make sure that everything is square before you start. Square everything off, because that way you're not going to run into a ton of issues. So right now we're going to loosen this thing up. So that we can square this out. And for that, you just want to throw a little tiny framing square right down on the saw. Make sure that the blade sits nice and smooth with it. Come down as far as you can. As long as you can do that, you know you're square. In my case, I'm going to reset my computer. Alright, so first things first, I took my measurement. I'm going to bring this down, make my mark. I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger just because I'm really pressed for space in the garage. So we'll make our first cut and let's see how it fits.
I know the camera angle is crazy, but we got to make sure that these pieces are going to be right back to the end. So I'm sitting right about 64 inches to the tailgate.
So now we've got a couple of the pieces of board in place. This is the grill that I'm going to have that's going to go inside of the drawer. So let's open this thing up real quick, and that'll pretty much give us our numbers. This thing right here is like 16 and a half, so we're going to go like 19 or so on the drawer. Should be plenty. Alright, so now that we have the drawer section in place, and this is going to be storage, we're going to pull this other 2x10 in for this side. But we want to see how far we want it to end. So this is going to be our bed platform to here. But we want it to come pretty much over like this. Then it gives us some space down here. And this back here with the wheel well. Pretty much what we're going to be looking at. And I don't know if I like it. Oh, here's what it is. Back to the saw. So now I already checked that. That's a 45-degree angle. We're going to run this right down to 45. So let's smoke. That's what I get for cutting laminate flooring with a blade and then trying to cut wood. Not too smart. And now this is what we're going to be looking for. I got my 20 5/8. That's pretty much going to be the bed platform all the way back here. Do a small shelf up here in the top. Let's go ahead and get this thing fastened and get started on the next part. Hey. Now let's start working on the platform. Alright, so I just figured out that plywood at 4 foot is going to be breaking right about here. And like I said, I still want to use all of this for storage. So I just got a little bit of flat material and we're just going to throw it in like this to be able to carry the plywood over this span where that joint's going to be there. Alright, so now to be able to cut the plywood, I measured from the front side where the front of the bed hits the body of the truck all the way back to the tailgate with the tailgate closed, and I'm going to leave half, 3/4 of an inch, something like that, short, because I really don't feel like this thing's going to slide at all. So let's go ahead, get this thing cut up, get it fit into the truck, make a couple cuts, and then we can start finishing up everything and getting it wrapped in carpet and get to a final product. All right, let's get the measurements down and get this thing cut. What's up, bud? What's this? Oh, Christ almighty. Bed platform. Big rollout drawer, storage on this side. Bed's gonna come across to about right here and then shoot over like that, so we have a place for boots and stuff. Maybe even Roxy's little cage.
So a typical Wednesday.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Sorry, that was the kid coming home from school. Yeah, let's get back to cutting this thing. So now here's the cool part. That's little Roxy girl. Where are you gonna sleep? Where are you gonna sleep, baby? This is my new fishing and camping buddy. Hey, mama. Now that that's in, let's spin this thing around and show you what we got. All right, so we've got the first piece up here. There's gonna be a lot of little trimming in the corners to make this thing go back nice and flat. Let's take a tape, figure this out. 4 inches. About 4 inches. So. Four. So that's pretty much it. Now we're gonna have to come in over back here, come around this notch, and then notch it in to the side a little bit. I'm gonna leave a little bit of room. It doesn't have to be completely tight into there, but we do want to get it a lot closer. Oh, so I guess I'm not gonna be able to sit up perfectly straight, but the idea behind this is that I'm gonna have a place down here for my feet, and on top of that I'm gonna be able to not just lay straight, I'm gonna be able to lay on an angle, so it should make it a lot bigger.
see how she fits. All right, let's cut it again. Let's test it. I think that's going to be just perfect. Yep. Now, for the drawer. Alright, now we're going to start the drawer. I'm going to try to use some full extend hinges. carpet, little shelf for the corner. I got the drawer face right here. This will go on. Like that. Then that'll pull out. And we'll be good. All right, that's going to be the end of day one. I have a 8-week-old puppy inside that I can hear howling. So we got the entire platform in today, and we got the drawer all set up and ready to go, and I cut the face. Tomorrow I'll do the carpeting, finish up the drawer, do the shelf, and then we'll have a final product.
Okay, it's 2 days later. All the rest of the stuff has come in, so now it's just finishing touches, things like that. Right now I'm getting the drawer and everything set up for this little boat hinge. Is going to come down and drop in like that. So let's take a look at the back of the truck real quick. This is what we're looking like. We have our carpets in, the pieces are up. Time to get going. All right, so the build's all done. I have a whole mess to clean up, but let's check it out. It came out pretty good. I ended up not using the hinges, the full extend hinges for the drawer. So let's check this out. So this is what we ended up with. I still have a couple other little things I want to do. Again, I stole a little bit of this from Kayak USA, like the fire extinguisher down here. And then I did something a little different on the pull-out drawer. Pull this out. And we got a bottle opener. Slides on the carpet. That's pretty much it. Still planning on doing a shelf over here, and I left a box out underneath here in case I ever want to add a battery or solar or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to be able to camp in this thing and go fishing, do whatever we want to do. All right, so this one's a wrap. If you enjoyed it or you have any questions on it, leave something in the comments. If you haven't already, go down to the bottom right hand corner of your screen, hit the subscribe button, follow along. This year is going to be a little different than any other year because we're going to be doing a lot of truck camping too, maybe a little transition on the channel. So until the next one, thank you for watching.